There are this kind of people. When you're in a relationship with them, as long as you don't pay attention to them, they can endure not contacting you for a long time. They prefer solitude. On the surface, they may seem a little distant, but in fact, they have strong empathy. They can fully understand your feelings and can give appropriate responses. When chatting with you, they prefer texting rather than calling. Even when they're angry, they often don't show it obviously. In relationships, they are fixated on receiving absolute affection from their partners, with a slight tendency toward perfectionism. These people belong to the INFP personality type in the MBTI 16 personality types, also known as the mediator personality. Many people believe that INFPs are not suited for marriage because they are highly idealistic, lack a sense of security, and are quite independent. They don't enjoy socializing much, nor do they like to trouble others. They are often focused solely on their careers and personal lives. This type of distant and sometimes close relationship can make you feel like you're not truly loved. But in reality, once an INFP chooses someone and enters a romantic relationship, their partner will experience the purest and most steadfast love in the world. The reason they exhibit these traits is largely related to their upbringing. So, what kind of families nurture INFPs? First, I think it's families where the parents' relationship is not harmonious and where there is a significant difference in personality. One of the reasons why INFPs exhibit the mediator personality is that when they were young, their parents' relationship might not have been very harmonious. In daily life, there were often many frictions and conflicts, with one of the parents being particularly dominant and emotionally unstable, frequently prone to anger and arguments. As a result, INFPs grew up in a turbulent environment, feeling despair and fear. To protect themselves, they had to learn how to mediate their parents' relationship, reading their moods and sometimes even acting as emotional dumping grounds for both sides. They became extremely cautious and sensitive. In such a tense family environment, INFPs became very afraid of conflict and arguments, and their empathy became stronger. So, when you interact with an INFP, you may feel very comfortable because they are very good at helping others, very good at listening, and they don't like to trouble others. They'd rather suffer a little themselves than start a conflict with others. Second, one of the parents may be very good at covert control. Many people believe that INFPs must come from families lacking in love, but this isn't always true. Some INFP families aren't lacking in love, yet they still raise INFPs. Why? Because while these parents may provide a good material foundation and seem tolerant, there is often strong covert control behind the scenes. They do not truly respect the child's thoughts and decisions. What they lack isn't love, but respect and emotional boundaries. For example, your parents ask you what you want to drink, milk or cola. You happily respond, "I'd like cola," but your parents say, "Milk is better for your health," and so they give you milk. On the surface, it seems like you're making the choice, but in reality, they don't respect your decision. Another example, your parents allow you to use your phone, but when you actually do, they make snide remarks. Or they may say that your grades don't matter as long as you're happy, but when you don't perform well, they show a cold and disappointed attitude. In such seemingly open but subtly controlling families, you become afraid to express your thoughts because, no matter what you say or do, it will eventually be interfered with or denied. So, you end up doing what your parents expect just to buy yourself some breathing space. This leads to grown-up INFPs having weak inner goals and a lack of responsibility, with insufficient intrinsic motivation. The most direct manifestation of this is procrastination and fear of making decisions, preferring to avoid things when they arise. Because their emotions were suppressed from a young age, they have no outlet for their feelings, so they habitually bury negative emotions deep inside, becoming sensitive, insecure, conflicted, and perfectionist in their choices. Third, Some INFPs come from families where they received ample care. This is the case for some INFPs who grew up in relatively normal families without encountering much emotional abuse or neglect. In fact, they may have even received an almost overprotective level of care. However, because of this environment, INFPs, having received ample external resources, turn their focus inward. For example, they begin to contemplate abstract concepts, becoming more aware of themselves and focusing on their inner feelings. They may even start to ponder philosophical questions like, who am I? What is death? And what is the meaning of life? Although they may not fully understand these topics, they do have a profound impact on their worldview and perspective on love as they grow older. This is why many INFPs are independent and prefer to be alone rather than engage in meaningless social activities. Their inner world is particularly rich, and they value whether their partner's inner world aligns with theirs, rarely paying attention to external conditions. So, when you're in a relationship with an INFP, you might sometimes feel a sense of frustration. They are very independent in love, and their emotional responses are limited. However, they crave spiritual connection and long for their thoughts and feelings to resonate with their partner. Of course, some INFPs are extremely lacking in love and security, but they don't show it. They may appear restrained on the surface while experiencing emotional turmoil inside, showing characteristics of avoidant personalities. But once you enter into a romantic relationship with an INFP, or if they firmly choose you, you'll experience their unique blend of romance and steadfastness. This feeling is of a love that is extremely devoted and pure. At the end of the video, please don't forget to subscribe and like this channel. I'm really looking forward to your comments and interactions down below. I will continue to post updates and look forward to discussing and sharing interesting topics related to emotions with you.